You are welcome to JBS টিউশন সেন্টার। ক্লাস 8-এর ইংলিশ টেক্সট বুক থেকে একটি প্রোজ শুধু ফ্লুয়েন্টলি পড়ে শোনাচ্ছি। লেসন টু, ব্লসম। ইংলিশ টেক্সট বুক ফর ক্লাস 8। লেসন টু, বিষয় ক্লাউড। ইমতিয়াজ হোসেন লেখক। লেটস স্টার্ট। Let's start. Imtiaz Hussain, born in 1923, is a famous writer from Pakistan who writes short stories and novels in Urdu and also columns for newspapers in English. He has received many awards in Pakistan, India, and the Middle East. The Seventh Door and Lips are among his books translated into English. His Urdu short story Badal has been translated as Clouds by Raksanda Jalil. The present text is its edited version. Let's share. 1. Which season do you like the most? Name 3 objects of nature that are commonly seen in that season. 2. From the list given below, point out the action that you dislike the most and give reasons for your answer. A. Sleeping. B. Playing. C. Waiting. Let's read. He wandered far in search of the clouds, down winding paths and alleys. Still he reached the old mud hut. There he turned on the to the dirt track. He saw a grass cutter coming from the other direction. A bundle of freshly cut grass balanced on his head. He stopped the man and asked, "Have you seen the clouds there?" Clouds? The grass cutter was amazed, as though he had been asked the most peculiar questions. Yes, clouds. He was disappointed to see that the grass cutter was still mystified. He walked on until he came upon a farmer plowing his field. He asked him the same question. Did the clouds come here? The farmer too couldn't make sense of the questions. Cloud? He asked. Yes, clouds. He was asking after the clouds like a man who had lost a child and asked wayfarers if they have seen a child wandering. Perhaps the clouds too were lost children, and he was going around asking people about them, but no one could give him a satisfactory answer. Let's continue. His mother was the first he had asked in the morning, Amaji, where have the cloud gone? Whose gone where? Amaji said, as he as if he had asked an exceptionally stupid question. Clouds, clouds, have you lost your mind, boy? Hurry up now. Wash quickly, eat your breakfast, and go to school. Dejectedly, he washed his hands and face, ate his breakfast, and left home. But the question still haunted him. Where did the clouds go? He remembered what he had seen the night before, clouds gathering in the dark sky. But when he went to sleep, the sky was clear and full of stars. When he awoke again, he had no idea of the time. All he knew was that it was the middle of the night. Up there in the sky, the clouds were rumbling in the occasional flashes of lighting. They were dense and black. It looked as if it will be raining. Rain will have ruined his sleep. He knew when he got up in the morning. He was amazed. The sky was clear and empty. Not a trace of rain in the countryside. He was surprised and saddened. The clouds had moved across the skies without sending shedding a drop of rain, and it saddened him to think that he had fallen asleep. Had he stayed awake, perhaps the clouds would not have disappeared like that. It would have been the season's first rainfall. The mouth of the rain was slipping away. He looked up once again at the skies. Not a single patch of cloud. The sun beat down on his head, and from a clear sky, in the fierce heat, he walked between the field. His body was on fire, his throat dry. After crossing several fields, he saw a large tree in whose shade a Persian wheel turned, turned gently. It was like he had rest on oasis in the middle of the desert. He reached the shelter of the tree and splashed the cool water from the Persian wheel on his dusty feet. Then he washed his hands and face and drank his fill. Let's continue. Refreshed, he looked around. An old man sat on a wall by the Persian wheel. He looked at the old man, wanting to say something but hesitated. Finally, he asked, Did the clouds come here? The old man looked closely at him and said, Son, when the clouds come, the earth and the sky know of their coming. But the clouds were here last night and no one got to know. The old man said, It is not enough for the clouds to come. I once lived in a place where it didn't rain for 10 years. 10 years he was open mouthed. He sat there listening to his tales. Suddenly he realized how late it was. He walked for miles in the sun and dust. He went back by the same dirt track he had taken to come there. The sun was still fiercely hot, but when he reached the mud hut, he felt a nip in the air, and the earth was damp underfoot. As he neared his village, he saw the road were wet. Trees that had been standing draped in layer of dust when he had left in the morning now looked freshly bathed. He felt a wave of happiness. He hurried home. He wanted to see how fresh and clean the jamun tree in his country yard looked. When he got home, he saw that the rain had changed everything. The jamun tree stood clean and scrubbed freshly, freshly showered, and Amaji was saying that it was good shower. Thank God, raindrops were still rolled off the leaves of the jamun. He stood beneath the tree and let them fall on his head and face. He raised his eyes to the sky and saw it clear without even a wisp of cloud. He had walked so far in the dust and sun in search of the cloud, and in his absence they had come, set their rain, and gone away.